You're not lazy, you're overloaded. And your mind was never meant to process this much, this fast. We scroll, swipe, binge, and repeat. But we don't move forward. We call it procrastination. But what if it's not laziness? What if it's something deeper? We live in a world obsessed with productivity. We wear busyness like a badge of honor. But when we slow down, when we pause, the guilt creeps in. You open your laptop and stare at the screen. You tell yourself, I should do it. But your body says no. Your mind fogs up. You reach for your phone. Again. And then comes the whisper. You're lazy. You're weak. You don't want it enough. But that voice isn't the truth. It's a symptom of a deeper misunderstanding. What we label as laziness is often our brain begging for stillness. A signal that the system is overheated, not broken. Think about it. Even machines slow down when overloaded. But we expect our minds to sprint through constant noise, without rest. Laziness isn't your enemy. It's your warning sign. A red flag. A quiet invitation to go inward, to reset. You're not failing. You're trying to function in a world that never lets you pause. Let's be honest. We're drowning in input. Every app is designed to hook your attention, to keep your brain just stimulated enough, but never satisfied. And it's not just phones. It's notifications. It's email. It's ads. It's noise. Your nervous system was designed for balance, rhythms of action and rest. But modern life, it's all input, all the time. We don't get bored anymore. We get anxious in silence. We reach for noise the moment things go still. This overstimulation comes at a cost. You lose focus. Your sleep suffers. Your memory fades. And slowly, your motivation dies. Not because you don't care, but because your brain is constantly fighting to stay afloat. What we call lack of discipline is often just mental fatigue. Your system isn't lazy. It's flooded with micro decisions, tiny distractions, constant comparison, endless novelty. And here's the paradox. The more distracted you are, the more impossible it feels to act. You know what you want to do, but your energy is scattered across 1,000 tabs in your mind. This isn't a willpower issue. It's a stimulation trap. And to escape it, you don't need more hustle. You need silence, space, and conscious disconnection. As Carl Jung once noted, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. And isn't that what all this noise is? 1,000 tiny escapes from having to sit still. The problem is, overstimulation rarely looks like overstimulation. It disguises itself. It looks like just 5 more minutes scrolling TikTok, jumping from tab to tab, starting things, finishing none, opening your to-do list, and suddenly feeling tired, playing podcasts not to learn, but to fill the silence, watching content about productivity instead of resting. Your mind has been trained to seek constant novelty. Every little ping, swipe, and scroll gives your brain a hit of dopamine, a tiny reward. But that reward is empty. It burns fast and it leaves you hollow. You think you're relaxing, but you're actually stimulating yourself into exhaustion. And here's the cruel twist. When it's finally time to focus, to work on something meaningful, you've already used up your mental energy on noise. So when your body feels heavy and your thoughts feel scattered, it's not because you're lazy. It's because you've spent all day consuming without recovery. Your mind is overloaded, not underperforming. And the more you resist the truth, the more shame you carry, and the heavier everything becomes. Before we continue, please take a second to like this video. It really helps more people discover these ideas. And if you're enjoying this journey into the mysteries of the mind, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Now, back to the video. If you want your clarity and energy back, you need to start with space. Step 1. Create a quiet zone. Even 10 minutes. No phone, no screens, no noise. Just stillness. Let your mind land again. Let it settle. You'll be surprised how loud the silence is at first, and how healing it becomes. Step 2. Clear your cognitive clutter. Grab a notepad. Write down everything circling in your mind. Tasks, fears, ideas. External noise becomes internal noise if you don't release it. Emptying your mind on paper is like defragmenting your brain. Step 3. Practice intentional monotony. Do something simple. Wash the dishes in silence. Take a walk without your phone. Focus on one task with your full attention. You're rewiring your brain for depth, not distraction. Step 4. Reintroduce beauty. Listen to music, not as background noise, but as an experience. Look out the window, breathe. Remind your nervous system that peace still exists. This is not about productivity hacks. It's about healing the part of you that's been hijacked by noise. When you return to stillness, your focus will come back, not because you forced it, but because you stopped numbing the signal telling you to rest. Jung believed that true transformation begins with turning inward. In silence, you don't just recover your focus, you reconnect with the self you've been ignoring. Let's be honest, we've been lied to about what productivity really means. We've been told it's about speed, hustle, output, that if you're not constantly producing, you're falling behind. But that's not productivity. That's panic. True productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. With presence and intention and energy. Energy isn't something you summon by pushing harder. It's something you protect by removing what drains you. You don't have an energy problem. You have an energy leak problem. Every unnecessary decision, every digital distraction, every internal guilt loop. It's pulling focus, stealing clarity, and draining you, drop by drop. Start treating your attention like currency. Don't spend it on things that don't feed you. Say no to urgency that isn't real. Say yes to silence, to rhythm, to single tasking. You are not a machine. You're a system of mind, body, and spirit. When those are aligned, energy returns, naturally. So the next time you feel like you're failing, ask yourself, am I broken? Or am I just overstimulated and misaligned? The answer will change everything. This is about more than focus. This is about reclaiming your mind. Every time you choose stillness over stimulation, you're creating space for yourself to come back. Every time you pause instead of scroll, every time you write instead of ruminate, every time you breathe instead of binge, you're building a new rhythm, a rhythm that's yours. And slowly, the noise starts to fade. Your thoughts sharpen. Your inner voice returns. The guilt loosens its grip. This is not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to the version of you that exists beneath the noise. The you who is present. The you who is capable. The you who never needed to be fixed, only freed. So take the pressure off. Forgive yourself for how overstimulated you've become. You're not lazy. You've just been surviving in a world that profits from your distraction. But you're awake now. And awareness is the first step back to power. Jung spoke of individuation, the process of becoming whole. And that journey doesn't begin with action. It begins with attention, with listening, with remembering who you are when the world goes quiet. If this spoke to you, you're not alone. We're all trying to find our center in a world that keeps pulling us off balance. Subscribe for more insights on clarity, strength, and self-reinvention. And leave a comment. What's the one habit you'll unplug from today? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.